Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to go over a couple ideas that I think if I was in LSS's dev shoes for a day, what I would do to help improve Katsu as a hero and help improve the thematics of Katsu at the same time without breaking the hero or breaking future design concepts for combo, and just give Katsu a little bit of a lift, right? There's 5 easy concepts, some of which some people have already mentioned, but a couple of other ideas I had as well. I want to know what y'all think about it, and we'll get right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below as well as the channel membership, and I will bring them up here. So I have 5 concepts that I thought would be kind of interesting for Katsu. And again, my whole thought process was build upon what the hero is already doing. Don't break the hero. Obviously, I'm not just want to make Katsu like tier 0 automatically. And also don't make changes that don't limit the design concept of combo for future iterations of a ninja, right? So the first one that I want to do, and I don't have a good reference picture on this one, but some type of ninja chess piece. This is the most, like, I guess, vague one I have out of all 5 concepts. But I would love to see a ninja chess piece around combo, right? Like, we have the legs and Breeze Rider boots that give them combo cards go again. We have the arms, which can give a combo card +1, right? Which goes with not only the thematics of combo, but the thematics of what arms and legs are for. Legs are to generate tempo, action points. Arms are to generate power usually, or prevent power, one or the other. I would love to see a chess piece that has something to do with resource generation for combo. It could be a one-time use. It could be a continuous use. I think in reference of power, it'd probably be a one-time use thing where, you know, if a combo card you control is hit this turn, you may destroy this. If you do, gain however many resources, right? Or if the first time a combo card hits each turn, you may pay 1 to gain 2. I don't know, like a Tekla Foundry Heart type thing. I mean, Tekla Foundry Heart has every time you boost, you can pay 1 at the cost of a card in order to gain 2. Something along those lines, right? This, like I said, this is the most vague one I have. I have in the shoot for these concepts. However, I would love to see some type of chess piece that revolves around combo. It would help with the thematics. It would help out a little bit more maybe in the faster matchups, or maybe if you're really going in all in on combo, it would help with that as well. But something to the effect of resource generation based off combo cards, I think would be a really cool idea. And it doesn't even have to be a tier 0 chess piece that's like automatically included over Tunic or Heart and Cross Trap. Like, it could be similar to what we're seeing with like the Dio chess piece, the Dash IO chess piece, right? Or these different chess pieces that may not be like tier 0 picks, but they're really cool thematic changes to the deck that you could do in faster matchups. So that's the first one for me. The second one is the biggest one, and this is probably going to be the hardest one for them to do. I don't know how they would exactly do it. They'd probably have to change how they're doing things. So right now, currently, Bonds of Ancestry is banned, which really sucks for the Dishonor line, because the Dishonor line was such a cool thing, and it's not specific to Katsu, which is why I don't think they'll ever like fix this. I don't think they'll ever fix this. If Dishonor was a Katsu specialization, I greatly think that they would somehow print another version of Bonds of Ancestry that still combos into Dishonor, but has different text. It's not as powerful. They could still do that, but because Dishonor is not a Katsu specialization, I think it's not as imperative for them. But regardless, I was really sad when Dishonor got taken away, as were a lot of Katsu players, and I would love for them to print another version of the card Bonds of Ancestry with the actual name Bonds of Ancestry. It just has different card text, solely to allow Dishonor to be played again, because it was such a cool ability that just got thrown to the wayside because of how powerful Bonds is. That would also open up Descendant Gustwave to be, worth it again in decks. I think that would be really, really cool. This one's a little bit unlikely in my opinion, because then you'd have to have a ban card in Bonds of Ancestry, but you also have another card in Bonds of Ancestry that's playable. It all depends, but regardless, if they could somehow find a way to bring Dishonor back into the game, that would be really, really cool. The third one, and these are going to get a little bit more easier and to understand, and also a little bit easier probably to implement. The first one is more modular, or more more go again starters like Be Like Water. I would love to see them make a Be Like Water version for the Break Tide line or the Torrent Tempo line and the Soul Beat Strike line, right? So currently, those two lines have really cool ending effects in Fine Center and Break Tide, as you see here on your screen, but neither one of them starts with a natural go again card. They're the only two that do not start with a natural go again card, which makes them not quite consistent enough to be played at a high rate, right? So I would love for them to make some type. It could even be a 0 for 2. I don't even know. It could be below rate if you really wanted to, although I wish it wouldn't be. But some type of 0 for 3, like that says, if this hits, you may pay 1 or you may do whatever in order to be able to combo into either Crane Dance or Crane Dance, which is the second of the Soul Beat Strike line, or Rushing River. They would honestly have to make it basically like Be Like Water, but for Break Tide and Soul Beat Strike lines, which I would be totally okay with, right? They could do some type of Stillwater Crane or something. I don't know, whatever the heck it would be. A 0 for 3 that allows you to pay a resource to go into those two lines. Just make those two lines a little bit more consistent, please. But this also goes into the fact that if they make new combo lines, please, like LSS, if anyone watches this, from one person's opinion, make it to like the whole point of combo. If we go all the way back to a fighting game, right? The whole power of a combo is usually your starting punch in a combo game. If you think Tekken, Street Fighter, Super Smash Bros., what have you, usually your first piece in your combo line can branch out into like 5 or 6 different things, which is what makes it so hard to tech into or find those correct frames, because you don't know what your opponent's going to go into. And also, as you who's doing the combo, you know what combos work best against what heroes, so you're able to do that, right? So I would love for them to make more effects like Be Like Water, right? Because I know now with the Bonzo Ancestry ban, we know that when Surging Strike comes along as a Katsu, and you're playing a Katsu, if it hits, the next card is likely to be a Whelming Gust Wave, right? You can do some feint line stuff where you lead with 100 wins, and maybe you're holding the Surging Strike in hand in a blue, and then another 0 cost, and you're like, okay, if they let this hit because it's just 100 wins, then I'll go get Whelming and play whatever, right? That is useful, but I would just love to see more cards like Be Like Water where you don't 100% know what line they're going to go into, because all 2 or 3 lines on the card are pretty viable, and it makes that initial attack a lot more threatening, but it also plays into a lot more of the thematics of combo. So I would love to see starting opening cards that have modular branches that they can go into in order to be effective. And I think it would raise the power level of Katsu pretty consistently. It would allow him to be more unpredictable, more like a combo fighter, right, from fighting games. And I think it would really create what I think Katsu's original style was, other than the control variant, which is the, beat you by sequencing and feint lines and different combos, right? It feels bad that we have a combo ninja where, honestly, if we're being super strict, the only combo line that's even remotely worth it right now is Surging Strike. And we could say Leg Tap now, just off of availability and efficiency. The Break Tide line is one of my favorite lines in the game, but we can't play it because it's not consistent enough. It's just not. You have a 1 for 5 go again and Torrent the Tempo that doesn't have automatic go again. Then you have to get Rushing River out, and then you somehow have to get Break Tide. So you basically have to have Rushing River already in hand or arsenal, get a Torrent the Tempo, get it to hit and give it go again, and then you can go get Break Tide, right? It's just not as useful. So that's basically the same. All this to sum up, give me starting level go again cards that are able to branch off into multiple combo lines, so I can actually have a chance to outwit and throw off my opponent, rather than say, here's Surging Strike, your decision is, do I already have Whelming or not, right? So I hope they do that. The next one, this one's a little bit out there. Can we please unerrata the errata of Fine Center, right? Please allow this not to be blocked by equipment. I understand why they made the fundamental change based off how the card reads, but I would love for this to kind of go against exactly how the card reads and just say it can't be blocked by equipment. The fact that we have Zen now, and Zen was a mistake, right? And the LSS has pretty much admitted that with their recent ban and restricted announcement. The fact that we still have 12-petal Kasaya, which can make a Zen state pretty much on command after you've transcended just by blocking with the headpiece, like, we should be able to make this easier in Katsu. Like, the fact, like, the fine center line is already very hard to get to because you have to go through Soul Bead Strike or Crane Dance or just Crane Dance. So you have no natural go again in the combo line. And so you either have to hope Soul Bead hits and you already have a Crane in hand to go get fine center, which is not easy. It's very, very difficult to do. Or you have to play Crane Dance, let it hit, and either pop Reese Rider Boots or pop Snapdragon Scalers to then play Fine Center, right? It's a very low damage line, 9 damage, that then gets you value off the Zen state, but make Fine Center worth it. Like, this card should be played. It's a very, very good card. It's not a game-breaking card, but the fact that the new Ninja can literally has Zen state on a stick, and this card's still, like, basically unplayable, even though it's a very hard card to get off. Arguably the hardest line and the least effective line now in the game. I would love for them to, like, reevaluate this line. Ideally, just make it to where Fine Center can't be blocked by equipment, and so it's really hard for them to block it in general. So if you want to leave the line as is, bring Fine Center back to where it can't be blocked by equipment, or change it to where Fine Center is just a slight easier to get off. Right? Maybe make some type of variant going into Crane Dance that you're able to actually get to the Fine Center line every once in a while. So that's that one. And then finally, give us ways to change names of cards even more. If you're not going to make the Bonds of Ancestry change and, like, give us a new Bonds of Ancestry to get Dishonor, give us more cards that allow us to add and or change names, right? I would love a Mask of Many Faces type effect on a singular card. Right? Like, you could even have a 0 for 3 non-go again 3 block that says if the last attack in the chain, like similar how Flick Flack says if the next card you defend with the combo, it's the opposite. If it said something to the effect of if the last card you play this combat chain has the keyword combo on it, this card gains whatever name, right? Like, this attack action card gains X name where X is the player's choice. I don't know how they would word it, right? But something along those lines, because what that would allow you to actually do, is then go into those lines that are hard to go into, right? If it was a 0 for 3 no go again, but when it's comboed with a combo card, it gains go again, or even +1 go again, just to give it a little bit of value. It's a 0 for 4 go again and gains X name where X is the choice of the current player, however you want to word it, right? Because then you could say, okay, I play Leg Tap and a Rising Knee Thrust, and I already have this card, right? And maybe your hand's something to the effect of, like, Leg Tap, blue, Rising Knee Thrust, and, like, I don't know, or even I'll rephrase this. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Leg Tap, Rising Knee Thrust, and Break Tide. Right? And off a Tunic, you play Leg Tap, and you have a 0 cost to discard for Katsu. You're able to play Leg Tap, they don't let it hit, then you play Rising Yes, they're like, okay, I don't want to give up my whole hand, I'll let this hit because the line's pretty much done. And then all of a sudden, you say, okay, well, I'm going to discard that 0 cost, go get the new card that allows you to gain a name, and then play it. And since Rising Knee Thrust had combo in it, now that card gets +1 go again, and then you're able to name it something, and you would name it, Rushing River. And then you could play Break Tide at the end. I think that would be a really cool connector piece, and it would allow Katsu to weave lines a little bit, and it would help you fix stuff like the Bonds of Ancestry issue and things like that. Now, I don't know how powerful that effect would be. It might actually be super powerful. But I think that would be a cool way to go in order to fix some of these lines without just creating entirely new combos. Honestly, if they gave us a Majestic playset that allowed you to add a name to the card if the last card was combo, that would immediately allow you to shift lines between and would solve a lot of these play combo lines that are just unplayable, right? So that's kind of where I am with that. So again, really quick, give us a combo chess piece. Somehow fix the Dishonor line, please. Give us more go against starters that then branch off into multiple combo lines, so we can actually feel like a combo fighter, like in every other fighting game ever. Give us a way to get Fine Center off and get more Zen states, please. And then maybe give us a way to change the name of a card or add a name onto a card in order to make those less usable combo lines now more usable. These are my 5, though. I think they're pretty good. I don't think any of them are super broken. I actually think the most powerful one's probably this last one. But none of them appear as super crazy. But let me know what your comments are down below. Let me know First off, let me know what you think of these, but if you have any that I didn't think of, please let me know. That'd be really cool. I'd love to hear it from y'all. Yeah, I think these are just really good options. But if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's totally fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game, more minds trying to make Katsu better. And I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.